Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Ryan. Ryan is from Palm Springs in California in the USA. So let's see what Ryan has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello Ryan. Yes, I can hear you now. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm very well. I'm so glad that we are making this now. We made it. Good.
Yes.
Okay, Ryan, so just before we start the game, just tell me, where are you from?
I am now in Palm Springs, California.
California. And you're originally from there as well?
No, it's been a little bit of a journey to get to Palm Springs. I'm originally from the Midwest, Iowa.
Okay. And what do you do for a living, Ryan?
I am a spiritual guide. I help those that are in the ascension process.
Amazing. And what do you like the most about your job?
The experience of watching people come into who they are and then seeing their life change around them as their awareness of their own consciousness comes into being.
Very good, very good. I was watching one of your videos and you played the card as well. You got the tarot cards.
Yes, yeah.
That's amazing. If I would ask you in the end just to take a card for me, just to do something different in the interview, would you do that? Would be able to do that or not? It's some preparation.
Yeah, let me get my cards out. I'm in the process of moving, actually. So I've only been in my new place for about 3 days.
Very good. Okay, Ryan. So, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life, your point of views.
Yes, I am ready. Yes, I am ready.
Very good. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to play a music just for us to get in the mood before the first question, okay? Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, Ryan, let's go for the first question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
The first question is, what is the most difficult thing have you ever done?
Oh, the most difficult thing that I have ever done. Oh my goodness. I would say when I chose to leave my corporate job and resign at the peak of my career and sell everything that I owned, and what I didn't sell I gave away, and I moved halfway around the world to Bali, Indonesia, and I had a one-way ticket. I had no hotel room booked. I had no idea where I was going. I had 2 roller bag suitcases and a duffel bag full of my work materials and a laptop computer, and landed in Bali, Indonesia, and just started from scratch from the point that I left. I didn't know anyone in Bali, and so as I landed there, I just had to figure everything out from there and just start building.
Very good. Oh wow, amazing, amazing. When was that?
That was in November. It was really December of 2011. Yeah.
All right. Very brave. Very good.
Yes, that was probably the scariest thing that I have ever done. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So let's get the second question for you. Let's do it. Okay, Ryan, just before the next question, tell me a little bit about your YouTube channel.
My YouTube channel, well, it is up and coming, and I've had the channel for a while, but I've never really done anything with it. It was more really about the space of where I was just collecting different videos and meditations and binaural beats and things like that were really resonating for me. And then I would house these there in my profile, and then as I work with clients, if there was a meditation or someplace that or binaural beats or anything that I thought would be helpful for them in their process, then I could refer them to different videos. But just in the last couple of months, actually, I am doing more videos there. I have been posting, I do a daily tarot card pull. And I was doing that on Facebook, Instagram, and on my YouTube channel as well. And then I was also doing some meditations that I was guiding people through, opening up the heart chakra through the YouTube channel. And then just other talks about information that I receive via channeling or via downloads, if you will, that come through to me, that as we're talking about kind of what's going on with humanity and the planet at this time in history, present moment, energetically, us moving from the Piscean age into the age of Aquarius, how we've gone through that transition, what that means for us. So I'm really sharing a lot more of that information and how we are, as a collective, as a human race, and as Mother Earth, is moving through an ascension process. We are elevating our level of consciousness, and that is all in relationship to energy, which then translates into our average resonance, or a frequency of energy that we are emitting, and how that relates to us individually and how that relates to us collectively. So the channel really has moved into, it's a whole new thing just in the last couple of months. There's been a little bit of break. If anyone's going to go out there and look at it right now, there is just a little bit of content that's out there, but it's really relevant and cool content that is there. And then I'm in the process of moving and doing all of that. The videos will start coming back on with more consistency and more information. So I'm really excited about the YouTube channel.
Very good, very good. Next question is, do you have an ability that you think no one has or you never met before?
But on this one, I mean, I think that I have a skill set that I've really honed in, that everybody has available to them and has access to, but they may not be doing that. And that is really becoming highly self-aware, becoming highly sensitive to energy, emotions as an empath, the ability to connect with somebody and know where they are in an emotional state, in a process of thinking, connecting with them, connecting with their energetic body, and being able to help raise that and ascend that with them, removing any energy blocks, doing energetic healing. These are gifts that I've really honed in and recently have started channeling from a spirit guide as well. So, but there are others that have these gifts, but it's not, more and more are coming online, what I call coming online, that are being activated, where these gifts are being activated in other individuals as well. So I guess that's the first place my mind goes to with that question.
Very good. Ready for another one?
Ready.
Let's do it. Ryan, just before the next question, what's your star sign?
You mean astrologically?
Astrologically.
I'm a Pisces.
My mom is Pisces. March
10th.
My mom is March 9.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
And tell me the biggest characteristic of Pisces. Like
the biggest characteristic of Pisces?
Yeah.
I would say that they are gifted in the realm of empathy, of being an empath, of being able to connect with another individual on an emotional, energetic basis. They're able to go into a room and feel the energy of a room. When a Piscean, or any empath for that matter, but Pisceans are highly emotional, highly sensitive beings to energy and to emotions, because emotions are just energy, as in everything. But yeah, I believe that is a super. I just did a 4-day workshop, actually, a virtual 4-day workshop on empaths, and how empaths in the past have felt as victims to that that superpower is what I call it. They have felt victimized to it because they're so sensitive and they take on so many emotions and feelings and energy of other people, and they feel like other people can be vampires and take the energy from them, and they have to put up walls and they have to protect themselves. And what I talked a lot about emotional intelligence and manifesting, working with emotions and empathy, and how you can come into your power as an empath, and how it is a superpower that you have, and that there is no room and there is no person that can take your energy from you, that you are so powerful as an empath that you can walk into any room and be around any person and you affect the energy of the room. The energy of the room does not affect you.
Good point.
But you have to really come into owning who you are energetically as well. So as Pisceans, they are the 12th sign in the zodiac. As you move through the zodiac constellations, each zodiac in the count takes on one piece of the previous zodiac sign. So the Piscean, the 12th sign, has a little bit of every sign and that is why they're able to connect and to really kind of understand and have a little bit of a characteristic of what each other sign has as well. So as a Piscean, that's another thing that can show up for them as well.
Very good. Okay, next question is, what is the worst pickup line have you ever heard?
Worst pickup line that I've ever heard? That's probably not hearing one at all. I would rather hear a really bad pickup line than not hear a pickup line at all. I mean, come on, give me the effort. I'll take it. There is no bad pickup line in my book. And the reason why I think I can say this is because I am not the one to ever do the pickup line or to initiate. It would be so rare for me to do that. So as I sit and I wait for the person to come to me to do the pickup line, then I can appreciate the effort that they do in that. So
very good. Good one. I like the answer. I like
the fun question though.
Next question. Let's do it. Okay, Ryan, let's get another question for you. Next question is, what's the best date have you ever been on? Oh, sorry, I'm gonna put it again. What's the best first date have you ever been on?
We went to like a community play, and it was like a one-man show, and then the person that I was on the date with was doing like a guest spot in writing a critique for the play, and yeah, I mean, it was really cool because what I liked about it was we were in this play, it was dark, you're sitting next to somebody who you're interested in, and you're feeling the energy of the person, but you're not able to have a lot of interaction or a lot of talk. But yet you could kind of get the sense of the energy and if there's a connection or if there's not a connection. So it made it really easy to know if like you really were going to want to go on a second date or if you wanted to have more conversation after the play, which then after the play, we went to the park and we just sat at the park and we chilled on a bench and we talked for probably 2 hours and then got in the car And then in the car, continued to talk for probably another 45 minutes as he got to my house to drop me off. So it was just
The whole process
a
of
really
it.
slow progression that allowed it to ease into, which then allowed us to really get comfortable, to really have some deep and simple conversations, like a simple thing of a date. But it was really cool. It was fun.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Next question. Let's do
All
it.
right.
Before the next question, Ryan, are you easy to pick up, to guess other people's astro sign, astrology?
No, not really. And to be honest with you, even someone could tell me what month they were born, and I wouldn't know what astrological sign goes to that. Like I would have to look it up in a book to be able to see that. So no, I'm not good at that.
Okay. Fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah.
Next question, very good question now. If you could meet yourself when you were 15 years old again, which advice would you give to yourself?
Yeah, Ryan at 15, okay. Oh yeah. Your assumptions are right. Start meditating now.
Good one.
Live through the heart. It's safe.
Very good. Very, very good. Good one. Another question for you, Ryan.
Okay.
In your opinion, Ryan, do you think people they are nowadays they are more into like spirituality, like yoga, meditation? Do you think nowadays it's growing more and more?
Yes, I do. For a couple different reasons. I think that this is happening because people are interested in having a more dynamic and connection with themselves, having an understanding of themselves. There's always been kind of a desire there for that, where most people have gone outward in order to try to figure out who they are. And now people are learning and understanding that they can go inward to learn what that is. And then also, for the last, you could say 30 years, you could say 20 years, you could say 10 years. There has been a shift occurring on our planet energetically, and that is coming from the heavens, from our own galaxy, where we are receiving energy and light that is helping assist and change the frequency of the human light body. And also planet Earth is also going through an ascension as well, where the vibration and frequency of Earth is raising. As that happens, your level of consciousness is in relationship to your frequency or energy. So as that is changing on the collective and individually, your consciousness, you become aware and you become conscious. Mm-hmm. You then become aware that you are a spirit body. And when that awareness happens, then you start doing more practices that are in alignment with strengthening your relationship with your spirit body, with your energetic body. So as I was saying earlier, like more and more people are just coming online. They're being activated by the energetic evolution of consciousness. And that is creating more people having a relationship through spirit, which is spirituality. Yeah.
Very good. Good one. Next question is, if I would ask your best friend right now to define yourself in a positive word and a negative word, what your best friend would define you?
For a positive attribute, I think maybe love. And as a negative attribute, I would say, maybe impatient. Impatient, maybe.
Oh my God, you don't come across impatient. You're such a calm. Your voice is very calm. I'm feeling calm just talking to you. I wouldn't picture yourself as impatient. I'm very patient.
Well, I had to come up with a word. The other one was going to be stubborn. So I could maybe be a little bit stubborn, but all of these are traits that I am always and currently working on. But patience is a virtue. Patience is allowing. And so it's a big one for me. But other people and wanting them to be up to speed where you are, and or that can get into that space of like you get annoyed with things, right? And I have that. I'm human, of course, right? So that's an attribute. I probably think of myself. I might hide it, so then I don't know what other people would think or say, right?
But your best friend, they know you well, so they would say that because you're
exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good.
That's right.
Next question.
All right.
Ryan, before the next question, I'm a Scorpio. Yeah, this is my astral sign. I'm Scorpio. Tell me, define Scorpio. What's the most negative part of Scorpio and the most positive part of Scorpio?
I might not be the best one to answer this question because, again, I don't know the astrological signs really well and the attributes that go with them. But Scorpios, I think, can be a little bit short and can maybe be like, I just picture the scorpion tail, right? Like, so don't mess with the Scorpio. They'll respond. You're gonna get a response out of them if you start messing with the Scorpio, right? So I'd say that. But I think then on Scorpio, this is coming in just intuitively. So, I don't, but I would say you probably have a really good friend in a Scorpio, that there's going to be some loyalty.
Yeah.
That there's going to, like, they will have your back. They will be there for you. That's what I would say.
Good one. Right. It's a tough one now. If you need to remove from your phone forever, YouTube or social media as Instagram and Facebook, which one would be and why?
I think now if you would have asked me that 2 months ago, I would have said get rid of YouTube. Even 2 months, 3 months ago, get rid of YouTube. But now I would say get rid of Facebook and Instagram, and I would keep YouTube.
Okay. The reason why?
YouTube is so much more informative, and I'm in control of the content that I receive. And
it's a good point, actually. Good point. You're in control of the content you receive. It's a good point, actually.
Right. Yeah. And it's resourceful. It is it's content that you can use and apply and take away. And it's a platform that I could continue to share my information, and I could monetize it, and I could turn it into the business. Facebook is a platform that I use in that way as well, though. So, I prefer keep them both. But if I had to pick, I would go with YouTube. Keep YouTube.
Okay. All right. Are you enjoying the show so far, Ryan?
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, cool. Let's get another question for you.
Okay.
Ryan, before the next question, tell me what's the most challenging part of being a spiritual guide?
I would say walking the talk. Being strong in the spiritual practice, holding that center, holding that space for myself, because that is what is leading. is energy. And, you know, being a human coming in, incarnated into physical form, we have the separation from spirit, from source. And in that separation and becoming the physical body and having the ego mind and having the duality of representation, having identity as Ryan, as the physical body and as the ego, and the illusion of separateness from source, and walking that fine line, walking that balance of being a spiritual being, a pure light body within the physical realm of the body that has an identity with the ego mind that you go out and present yourself with, that you interact with, and having that balance and making sure that I'm staying in a spiritual practice that is allowing my light spiritual being really dictate and run the show, while using the tool of the physical body and the ego mind to play and represent and be here and be part of the physical world, and do that in a real balanced and healthy, expressive way. You know, there is no right or wrong. There is no good or bad. But there are desired experiences, and being able to move through that and be in alignment with the soul agreement, the soul contracts that I have, and doing that through the spiritual practice. So it's probably the biggest challenge. And then expressing that, being fully that, and, you know, finding those soul aligned people who are connected, waiting to connect with me, you know, so putting myself out there, being visible while doing that spiritual practice is I don't know if that's the hardest thing, but it's a constant thing that you always have to do.
Okay, cool. Next question is, which talent you wish you had?
I wish I could sing.
Me too.
Yes, I wish I could sing. And then secondly, I wish I could dance, like a modern dance, even like ballet, modern dance. I wish I was a black belt in karate. Let's see what else. There's so many. I could go on. But yeah. Singing and dancing are probably the number 2 or 1 and 2.
Very good. Ryan, I have 3 questions left for you, okay? Let's do it. Right, Ryan, next question is, what keeps you up at night?
Nothing.
So you're in control of your thoughts, and that's a good one. Very good answer.
Yeah. I've never really had, when I was a child, I didn't like to go to sleep. I had trouble sleeping at night, all of that. But somewhere along the line, probably in my teens, I've never had trouble sleeping. And yes, I have control over my mind. I have control over my emotions. I have emotional intelligence. I have breathing techniques that can bring you into just calmness and an easy state of mind. And these are things I use with clients who aren't able to sleep, right? There's a container method where you can take your thoughts that are racing and going on, and you put them into a container. They're safe, they're there, and then they're put off to the side. But I myself, I do not have a problem sleeping. And say I have a lot going on, and maybe there's a stressful thing coming on, or there's a stressful event or a situation outside of myself that's maybe a family member. It could be health or something like that. That could be really stressful. During stressful situations, my body naturally shuts down. It naturally just goes into conservation mode, And whenever you're available, whenever it's right, sleep. So in stress, my body sleeps. So I'm really lucky that way too. So,
Very
so I don't
lucky.
really nothing really keeps me up at night. Yeah.
Very good.
Except maybe a late night party or something like that.
I'll get that one day. I'll get that one day when I can control everything and I can just sleep all the way through.
Yes, let me know. I can give you some more tips later.
Very good. Ryan, 2 questions left. Let's do it.
Okay.
Ryan, just before the next question, so this trip to Bali, it's changed all your life, all your perspective of life, like being spiritual. I think this trip to Bali, it was the main reason why you changed your life to do the trip.
That was happening before the trip to Bali.
Okay.
And I've always been very spiritually connected.
Okay.
Even from a very young age. But I'd really done about 3 years, from about 2007 to 2011 or so. I had gone through some really deep spiritual work and did some really, I worked with a yogi that had lived in lived in India for 3 years at an ashram and knew Sanskrit and really had this deep understanding of yoga beyond just the mat and the asanas, more than just the poses and the stretching and the movement. And I went to him and I said, I want to practice one-on-one yoga with you. And he's like, okay, great. And I said, but I don't want to do any of the asanas. I don't want to do the salutations and the downward dog. I'm not interested in the movement of yoga. I'm interested in the principle. I'm interested in the science. I'm interested in the sounds, the language, the Sanskrit, the Vedas, all of that. And so I worked with him one-on-one for a year, really going deep in meditations, chanting, meditation, and really deepening my spiritual practice. And that is what led to me to know that I was not supposed to be in finance, that I was a way shower, that I was a guide, that I was a teacher, and that I understood energy and I knew how to work with energy, and that's what I was going to do. So I decided I will now start my business and I will be a life coach. Initially, that's what I started out as. And so that all happened within of me deciding to do that. That was all within 1 year. And then moving to Bali, Indonesia, and building my coaching business internationally while living in Bali. That was all life-changing, of course. Yeah, it's just culture-wise. I mean, just all of that was very interesting. But I became a certified yoga teacher while I was over in Bali. I became a certified Reiki practitioner, so practiced Reiki, and it was. And I lived there for 3 years, doing that. So, and in different parts of Bali as well. And then I traveled to Thailand and Australia and the Philippines, and so I got to see other parts of that region as well, which was really cool. But yeah, it was life-changing for sure.
Very good, very good. Next question is, what made you laugh last time, genuinely?
What was it? Oh no! I was belly laughing. It was from like a video on Facebook, and it was like this older Mexican lady who was learning to speak English, and she was saying, hello, hello, nice to meet you. My name is Mary. And this is so silly. It's not even going to come off as funny, but it was hilarious to me. So she said it, and then, she's speaking Spanglish, right? So English and Spanish. And she's just so cute because she's really trying to get the English out. And the first time she said it, she was really close. And she just had to fix one word at the very end. And each time she did it, it got worse and it got worse. And then the teacher, the lady who was teaching her, just said, hello, it's nice to meet you. My name is Mary, to give her the, and she goes, hello, not Mary, like meaning that she got the whole rhythm and everything, but she didn't get any of the words. And then she just started laughing at herself. And it was just the cutest thing in the world. And yet it was still so hilarious. And I probably watched it 5 times, just literally belly rolling. So that's what I was laughing at.
It's very funny you saying that, because when I started studying English, I was 12 years old, and I couldn't say nice to meet you. It was so hard for some reason.
I wonder.
I was like, nice to meet you. Nice to. It was so hard. It took me a while to get it. And usually, and imagine, nice to meet you too was even worse.
Right. Yeah.
It took me a few lessons to get to the point to say nice to meet you. It was, I don't know, it was something there that I couldn't kind of, synchronize like together. It was hard. You made me remember now.
Language is an amazing thing.
Yes.
And just to clarify all this, because it wasn't laughing that she couldn't do it or anything like that, right? It's just
the fun that was trying.
And how sweet she was in it, because she was laughing at herself because she knew when she repeated it. It was just so cute. But living in Indonesia and for 3 years and trying to learn another language, Bahasa, and I was not successful in it. I mean, I didn't even come close to being anywhere near fluent or even conversational in it. And I'm just so impressed with people who do learn another language. English is difficult enough for me. Language and in general is a challenge for me, even of my native language. So, and I think that language is such an interesting thing, the way we communicate.
Absolutely.
And I feel like I speak telepathy and energetically, and so I rely on that so much that I think that's why I'm not very proficient at the spoken word as much too. Anyway, that's where I've thought about this before, if you can't tell. So yeah, it's interesting.
Ryan, are you ready for the last question?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, Ryan, let's do the last question now for you.
Okay.
Right, last question is, what was your worst foot in mouth moment?
Okay, so I was at a get together with friends I hadn't seen for a long time. This was only a few months ago because it was COVID and things kind of just opened back up for like a short while. So they were here in my town visiting, and we all got together, and it was kind of like just everything's so awkward trying to socialize now, because it's like we almost have to relearn how to socialize.
Yeah.
But anyway, I had gone through this thing. I had lost a lot of weight. I'd been pretty muscular and I'd lifted a lot of weights, and then I had lost a lot of weight, went on a juice cleanse and did all of this. And one of my friends was saying something about kind of like how much weight I lost. It was kind of like in a little bit of a derogatory way, a little bit. And I probably got defensive, and it just came out so fast. And she had gained a little bit of weight over the time, over the COVID stuff. And it was just a knee-jerk reaction. I'm like, well, some of us lost weight and some of us gained more weight, you know? And it was just that. And I was like, and then it was done. And then I'm like, oh, and she's like, oh, so it's like that. And I'm like, well, no. I don't even know why that came out. I'm like serious. I don't even know what I just said because I wasn't trying to be mean. But that was a foot and mouth moment where I was like, take the foot out of your mouth. And I wish I never would have said that. So that didn't happen.
Very good, Ryan. Right, Ryan. It's not the end yet. Okay, let's play now the quick thinking game. So I'm going to give away some words and you just tell me one word that comes to your mind. Okay, quick thinking.
Okay.
Let's start with religion.
Perverted.
Love.
Truth.
Money.
Energy.
Family.
Unconditional love.
Life.
Experience.
Sex.
Amazing.
Politics.
Necessary.
I like that. Necessary. Fear.
False.
Friendship.
Cherished.
Desire.
Evolution.
Regrets.
None.
Success.
Inevitable.
I like these words. Wish.
Fulfilled.
Happiness.
Fleeting.
Right. And if I tell you the last one, spiritual guides, one word.
Higher.
I like that. I like this one. Very good one. Ryan.
Get one. Yeah.
Right. So just before you asked me a question, so tell me just if I would ask you, who is Ryan? Tell me about how you define yourself. Who are you? Who is Ryan?
Well, Ryan is a spirit who decided to incarnate into this earth at this time, and collected a soul in order to come into this incarnated physical body. And there were agreements and contracts that I would move through, and through free will would either fulfill those contracts or I would not. And Ryan, in the physical body and the ego mind that is using the soul, and the spirit and the soul is using the physical body and the ego mind as Ryan, is agreeing to fulfill those soul contracts, the soul agreements. And that really is to be of myself, an authentic vibration and frequency of my soul, which is pure love, unconditional love. And it is through that process where it is dropping the masks, dropping the labels, even dropping the spiritual guide, even dropping son, friend, uncle, cousin. Those are masks and identities that we put on that can continue the separation from source, from separation from pure conscious love being. And so I am pure consciousness. I am unconditional love. I am source power. I am creator. I am the co-creator as God with Mother Earth. And the last thing I'll say on this is I am.
I need to clap for that. I love your definition. Oh my God, it's amazing. My goodness. I was just admire the way you explain yourself, explain the whole. Oh my God, that's amazing. That's amazing. Amazing. I love it. Love it. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Raya, let's play now Raya and the Magic Box. You can ask me a question, okay? But Raya, now you can ask me a question.
Okay. Okay. What is the one desire, if you had fulfilled, would make you feel complete? Like your life would now be complete, be fulfilled. What would that desire be, and what would that look like if it was met, if you had that desire met?
Good question. Good question. I think, Ryan, one of the things that I try to achieve in life, to always be a better person, always to learn and to grow and to be, a better person every single day. But if there is something um, a desire, I would say that this project I'm doing right now. I think if you'd ask me this question, let's say last year, like beginning of that last year, I wouldn't have an answer for you. But I think what I'm doing right now, this I'm able to connect with people worldwide, so interesting people like you, people that is always have something to, to share or to teach or even to learn. I think it's something that I could do that for 24 hours per day, like no stop, because you are my last. I've done already 5 shoots today. You are my last one, and I'm so full of energy right now. Here in London now, it's like almost 7 o'clock, 7 p.m., and I'm gonna have dinner soon. But I just feel so full of energy right now, and it's just the fact that I can connect with people. So that's one. There is something that it's a desire that I always was looking for. It I always try to achieve or to at least started, and I knew one day I would get there. I knew one day I would find the direction. But I think, yeah, I
So
don't know
you're
if
saying the to achieve the connection? Sorry.
I wouldn't say to achieve yes, I think to be able to connect, yeah, to connect with people, I believe. Yeah. I don't know if it's a good answer. I don't know if it's but yeah.
No, yeah, no, you are. I just wanted to make sure I was just hearing it correctly, and so that you could be heard in that, because I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, my initial question was, when we first came into this, what I was going to ask you was, what is the meaning of life? What is this all about? What is this? What is life? And I was going to get that idea from you, and you can answer that if you want to. But it's supposed to be one question.
No, please, I can answer another. So yeah, what's the meaning of life? Very good question. I like this question. Very sweet, nice question. I think the meaning of life is, we come to this world for a reason. I think to grow and to be a better person, to connect with people, to to share experience. And I think the meaning of life is just the fact that you are exposed out there and be able to share and to take and to give everything that is going to make you a better person, or to grow or to learn. So I think the meaning of life for me is just to be out there and be approachable for whatever comes. Just be approachable and be grateful to whatever comes to you. That's, I think, the meaning of life for myself.
Beautiful. I love it. It's great.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Ryan, so as I mentioned before at the beginning, before we finish, just like I would like to say thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for being so sweet and kind and accept my invitation. When I approached you online, you were very sweet and said, "Oh, I like the idea. I like what you're doing," and it just made me feel comfortable as well. But before we finish, if you can do the card pull that you said that you do on your channel and on your online. If you can do online, I don't know how it would be online, but just to something different on my show.
Yeah, let's do it.
So you guide me now.
So we're gonna do the Archangel Metatron deck, Master Oracle.
Okay.
And this is actually, Metatron is my spiritual guide, the one who started coming in, and I started channeling and receiving information from just a few months ago in September of 2020. And so this is his deck that was made by Amanda Ellis, actually. So let me, okay. Archangel, Spirit Guide, what would you like? to share with us today? For William, myself, and anyone who's watching this video, what message do we want to share? We got karma, untying the knots of karma, untying the knots. So it's really interesting right now because at this time, we're in a transitionary phase. You're going to hear a lot of people in the spiritual communities and the spiritual networks of how we're moving into a new dimension, how we're moving into a new earth, how we're moving into a whole new way of being energetically. And in that process and moving into the new earth, moving into this new consciousness, we're at a higher level of frequency, right? And that is going to create a new paradigm of belief systems, a new paradigm of spiritual truths, spiritual laws. So right now in the third dimension versus moving into the fifth dimension, which is the new earth and age of Aquarius, third dimension, we had a real severe might not be the right word, but we had a real experience of duality, of separation. And in that third dimension created a karmic loop. Okay. So, and as it creates the process of, did I fulfill my soul agreements and my soul contracts? And if you did not, then you would reincarnate, come back in, and you would have to move through different karmic paths and complete certain karmic things. And we have ancestric karma and all of this. And what's happening is, as we're moving into the fifth dimension, that principle, that spiritual truth is no longer relevant. There's no longer karma being created and dealt. Karma is the loop. Karma is the contrast. Karma is the belief system that you can do bad, that you could do wrong. Karma is the belief that you are separate from source, that you are not source, that you are separate from source, and that you can't get to source unless you do certain things first. Does this make sense?
It does, absolutely.
And so there is a clearing of karma going on right now. You have to believe in karma in order to think that it needs to be cleared, which is a non-truth, because the truth of the matter is there is no karma. Anything other than love cannot be real. Fear is separate from love. Fear is not real. Fear lives in the realm of karma. Now, while you're in the third dimension, and we are processing and moving through the third dimension, those principles are real in the third dimension. But this is all an illusion as we are separate from God's source and power. And so this is really about forgiving your brother, which is forgiving yourself, because you and your brother, you and myself and you are God's source that is having an expression and experience of God experiencing himself, which is the illusion of separateness, which we have to have duality, which creates the karmic law, the law of karma, that is now creating a loop for the experience and the expression to continue to happen over and over and over again in the third dimension. This is the first time, it's a very special time for us to be incarnated here on earth at this time as humans, because this is the first time ever in the human timeline and of earth where we are taking the physical body as a light being with the knowledge and knowing that we are source, we are the creator, we are God in an individualized expression in an incarnated physical body, knowing that we manifest and create anything and everything at any time, past, present, and future. And we are taking that, the veil is being lifted of lack, which is not real, of fear, of anger, of shame, of guilt is being lifted off of us. That's karma. It is no longer the truth. The truth of knowing of what we are is here. And that is the evolution of consciousness. And we are evolving with consciousness in the physical body and taking the physical body into the fifth dimension, the new earth, heaven, with Christ consciousness. And we are there now with no karma. And this is the message that Metatron is sharing with us, is that you have free will to step into this truth, that you do not have karma. You are not shame. You are not guilt. You are not fear. You are pure love consciousness that is the creator, that's co-creating with the physical manifestation of earth. And you are powerful and you are pure love. And if you step into that knowledge, if you allow your soul spirit being to be the one that's guiding you, to work with the spirit realm and have it help guide the physical body, then you will step into the new paradigm. But you have to allow it, and you have to open up your heart center, your heart chakra. And you will then start stepping into the truth where there is no karmic debt for you. You are now free.
Thank you very much. It's amazing.
That was a pretty deep read. That was a pretty deep reading on that one. So I appreciate it.
I love it. Ryan, did you have a good time?
Yeah, this was great. Yeah, thank you.
It was a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll keep you posted, okay? Thank you so much.
Right. Thank you. Have a great night. Enjoy dinner.
Thank you very much. I will.
Okay.
Bye. Take care.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Did you have a nice time? Enjoy the interview? William and the Magic Box. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, William and the Magic Box. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, just visit our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com. Give a like, share the video, and see you tomorrow with another lovely interview. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. Bye.